Okay, here we go, gang. Let's see who's going to jump on here. It's 10 after 8 on Monday night, and I've had a great day today. I hope you have. I'm really excited about what I'm doing here tonight because I'm going to have some food in my kitchen. Yeah, some food in my refrigerator. We've been gone, been traveling, came home. Fortunately, had some leftovers from last week that we consumed tonight for supper, and it was so good. Some of that leftover roast beef. I love that Mississippi Instant Pot roast beef. Let's see who is here. Hey, Marcia. I am Dr. Nancy Stanley, physical therapist and health coach, and I am here tonight to share some food nuggets and then some brain nuggets with you. You're gonna see this today. So this is some of what I learned this weekend when I was down with Paul Martinelli and Roddy Galbraith. What an awesome time. Let's see. Hey, Joyce. Hey, I'm not sure who that is. All right, so I'm letting this get hot over here. So what I'm doing is salmon croquettes. Hang on. All right, so what I've got in here is a stalk of celery and about 4 green onions that I've already processed, because as you can see, I have already cooked 1 can of these because I just wanted you to see how beautiful they cook up, and they're just so beautiful. And I wanted to have some that you could see what they were like. So here we go. I got the celery and the green onions. I'm going to dump a can of drained pink salmon, wild Alaskan caught salmon. I'm going to put it all in there. I put the bones, I put it all, the skin and everything, just because it's all nutritious. And so why would I want to throw that away? I'm going to put a squirt of, which is about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I'm putting some coconut aminos. I would say probably about a tablespoon of that. This is getting a little hot in here. I'm not used to cooking on this thing, so I'm experimenting tonight. I think I need to sit it off a little bit. And then I'm going to put an egg. Here we go, an egg and some salt. Not a lot of salt because the salmon's a little salty, but some salt. And I'm gonna pulse it. Yep, I'm just pulsing away and watching it get, there we go, it's getting ready. And then I'm going to take off the top, and I'm going to put in about 2 tablespoons of cassava flour and these red peppers that I cut up just to make it pretty. And then I'm going to pulse it a little bit more. Okay, so here we go. Oh, a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to kind of stir all that around. So I'm going to take my hands, and I'm going to grab up whatever size salmon patties you like, and I'm going to put them in this flour, kind of dredge them in that, and then I'm going to drop it over in that grease. So I'm just going to do whatever the pan will hold. You see I've already fried 1 pan up. You see how I'm kind of going back and forth to get the excess flour off? First of all, you don't need it, and the other thing is it's going to fall into your grease and it's going to burn, and you won't be able to cook the second pan. So here we go. Just kind of toss them back and forth like that. Drop it down in there. These are the perfect consistency to roll up. And now if there's something else that you add to your salmon croquettes, let me know, okay? Because I love. You could use tuna. You don't have to use salmon. I just like salmon. I think it's really healthy. Tuna does have a little more mercury in it, so if you're concerned about that, which I am, then, I don't eat much tuna, but I do eat a good bit of salmon. I have a company, you've probably seen it on my page that I've a link. It's called the Wild Alaskan Salmon Company, and it's a young man that has taken his family business, which is what his dad and granddad did. They caught salmon. They were fishermen. He went to school here in the United States, but he decided he was going to go back home to Alaska. Let me get this last little bit out. And Hold on. That's going to be a big one. Don't want to waste any of that. Okay. Alright, so this is my last one. I'm going to toss it. I usually don't cook in front of you so much, but I just wanted you to see how I do this so that they're so good and crispy on the outside without flour. Yep, I think I need, alright, so let me get my, here we go. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure. Alright, so I'm turning these down a little bit. I had it on 3, but I'm going to turn it down to 2. And, okay, so here's what you can do to keep them from cooking too much, because most of your heat is going to be in the middle. So I just spin them around a little bit and let the part that got cooked the most go to the outside. Kind of have to watch your fingers so you don't burn them. And then, yeah, I don't cook on this little thing very much, so I want to make sure I got it right. But I just signed up a husband and wife, and they are so ready to get healthy. Here's what he said. He said, we're going to retire soon. They're reaching a retirement age, and he said, we're going to see some of this great country. And I told him, I said, and you're going to enjoy it because you're not going to have all the aches and pains you have. You're going to be able to enjoy your retirement. And you know, folks, what I see so often is people that are not, they're in their retirement years, but they're not able to enjoy it because of the pain, because of what they put in their body. So that's what I want. I told him, I said, I want to help 1,000 people in their life in a good way, in a healthy way, as best they can, and not having someone else to wait on them, not be at the doctor, not spend a lot of money on medicines. Yeah. So I'm about to flip these. So here we go. Look how pretty and brown that is. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty and brown. And then here, this avocado oil just really fries up pretty. I hope that you're experimenting with it. And there you go. That was just cassava flour. I'm going to stick that on top of that. I don't want to waste any of that beautiful salmon. Okay, so here's how I would plate that up. Here we go. So also back here, which you can't see, I don't think, is I have a pan of greens. Look at that. That is mustard greens, and I just put those in the pan with avocado oil and flip them. And while they're wilting, and then I put a blob of butter on the top, cover them, salt and pepper, and let them just sit there for a while. Actually, I think I'm going to have some more. You know, we encourage you to get 7 to 10 cups of leafy greens. And then I'm going to have a couple of these salmon croquettes. And guess what I do at the end? So I melted some butter. Here's what I do. I melt some butter. I squirt a little bit of lime juice in it. And I just spoon this melted butter over my salmon croquettes. And I'm telling you, that lime juice and that butter over the top. And then this is some homemade honey mustard. So it's just mustard and mayonnaise and just a tinge of honey. All right, so let me just taste this and let you know. That's really, really good. You don't even need the honey because those salmon croquettes are so good. All right, so here I go. I'm going to flip these over. And let me show you what I used. And it worked really well in my other pan. Is I just used some tongs and just flipped them right over. There you go. And they turned out so good. I'm going to flip that way. Now I turn them down because if you cook them too high, they won't cook in the middle. And remember, I've got raw egg in here, although that's not a big concern to me. But I do want the onion, you know, to cook a little doner, a little more done, a little doner. Don't you like that word? That's a good southern word, a little doner. All right, and I flipped that one. So those didn't turn out quite as pretty as the others because I wasn't as familiar with this pan. But I'm going to bump it back up and let those finish cooking. Okay, so while I mean, I guess this is the cook's delight. have another bite. Oh my gosh. That's so good. Okay. So I want to tell you, so here's what that was. Go to the store, get you some green onions, get you some organic celery, 1 stalk per can. If you're just doing 1 can, that's a can right there. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I ended up making 14. So that's enough for about 2 days. You know, we'll eat that for lunch tomorrow and supper tomorrow night and supper tonight. Actually, we've already had supper tonight. So lunch tomorrow, supper tomorrow night. And they're just delicious. So a can of salmon, an egg, and the cassava flour. And if you don't have the cassava flour, you could use almond flour. It's not going to be as crispy. It's not going to have the same quite texture. I ordered the cassava flour. Okay, if you think you'd like this recipe, let me see you put up some loves or likes. Yeah, you like salmon croquettes? Okay, let me get a plate. And I'm going to, so I can take these up in a minute. But while those are cooking, let me sit this over here out of the way. Yeah, so I just rolled them up, dredged them in the flour. You saw that. And then I fried them in avocado oil, okay? In case you haven't seen, I forget there are new people that pop on. This is what I use to fry in, avocado oil. Yeah, not, hey, let's see, hey, Nicole, hey, Peggy, hey, Johnny, hey, Clark. Yeah, so if you like salmon croquettes, I don't know about you, but I have always liked salmon croquettes. So I'm about to take these up, and then I'm going to show you. Well, actually, I've got them really low. I think they can finish cooking while I share this with you. Okay, so my mentor, Paul Martinelli, who was the president of the John Maxwell team, he just sold that to Mark Cole, who's now the president of that. He has over 1 million followers on Facebook, and he is a thought leader. He was actually voted the #1 coach in the world. I think it's been a couple of years ago now, but Paul and Roddy Galbraith are my mentors, and I follow them. I take their courses. I went to Orlando to a weekend conference, and it was all about how to be a better you and to lead a better team. And so that's what it was about. I think I will take these up because I don't want them to get too brown. Yeah, those are ready to come up. So let me take these up and then we'll talk. How about that? All right. If you've never cooked with one of these, this is an induction pan, so you can only use certain cookware with it. But I like the way that it's very sensitive to, you know, you can adjust it up and down really quickly. So I like that about it. Yep. So there you go. There's two plates of healthy salmon croquettes. Okay. So let me see if I can turn it off. There we go. I think, there we go. All right. Okay. You see it's smoking up a little bit, but that's all right. I know I seem a little frazzled, but it's okay. I got some good food cooked, and I'm about to share a truth with you that is going to rock your world, okay? All right, so we talked about in the conference, we talked about keeping score and how do you decide on a partner and who could be your partner, and how do you decide what works and what doesn't work. And one of the things that Paul said is when he signed up with John Maxwell, I don't know if you're familiar with John Maxwell, but John is one of the #1 coaching leadership trainers in the world. Not a coach, but a leadership trainer that has written 60-something books, and yeah, and I followed him a long time, okay? But basically what Paul was trying to teach us was about partnerships. And you can apply this to marriage, you can apply this to your work, you can apply this to at your church, you can apply this to your children. You know, if you're looking for life to be fair, it's not going to be fair. It's never going to be fair. Let me make sure I got that off back there. Yep. Okay. Life is just not fair, and I know there's some things in my life, and I'm just like, one of them is my daughter. She's a beautiful 30-year-old, and she has chronic pain, and she suffers every day. And even this morning, I was praying for her, and I was like, God, it just doesn't seem fair for her to have to suffer like that. But if you're looking for life to be fair, it's never going to be fair. And so people that keep score and try to stay even, and, oh, well, I owe you this and I owe you that. And, you know, one thing about a parent-child relationship is you can't keep score. I mean, I think about all the things that my parents did for me that I don't even know about. I mean, because what I know I do for my children, what I've done for my children, you can't ever keep score. And you can't ever, you know, say, well, you did that for one child and not for the other. Well, you never gave them all the same medicine. You gave them the medicine that they needed. If they had a cough, you gave one cough medicine, and you might have given the other one Tylenol. But you gave them what they needed. And God gives us what we need. But if you're keeping score, here's what happens. And this was the teaching, and I loved it. Paul actually referenced the 3 R's, but I added 2 more. I added regret and repentance. So if you're keeping score, here's what's going to happen. If you're keeping score with your employer, you think they're not treating you right, they're not paying you enough, they're not recognizing your value, whatever it is, if you're keeping score, then here's what's going to happen. You're going to begin to have resentment. And that resentment is going to lead to resistance. You're not going to want to do all the things they ask you to do. You're going to be resentful, and so there's going to be some resistance to you coming under submission and being submissive. Same thing in a friendship. If you begin to think that your friend is not giving as much as you are, you're going to begin to resent them, and then that leads to resistance, okay? And people feel that, especially people that are intuitive. They're going to feel it. And then that leads to revenge, okay? So resentment to resistance to revenge. And you think, well, gosh, I don't really take revenge. Well, revenge is when you hold back your friendship, when you hold back what you know to do, when you decide, you kind of draw a line in the sand and say, that's all I'm going to do. That's revenge, and that doesn't serve the relationship, okay? So if you have revenge, then the relationship will never be what it's supposed to be. And it's that way in a marriage, it's that way in a friendship, it's that way in a parent-child relationship. If you're keeping score, and then what you end up with is regret, because you can't ever have what you were supposed to have out of the relationship if you have these things. And so what it brings you to, hopefully, is the last R, which is repentance. That's supposed to be blood drops. You're going to bring that under the blood of Jesus Christ and get forgiveness for it. So if you are keeping score, think about it right now. Think about it. Let me push this out of the way because I like to lean in and talk to you. Where are you keeping score? Where are you keeping score? If you're keeping score, you need to lay it down, because your relationship will never be what it's supposed to be as long as you're keeping score. And move and watch your relationship flourish. Give the most. You be the one that gives the most. And watch it flourish, okay? I hope this helps you. I hope you'll cook some salmon croquettes. I hope you'll choose to be healthy. I'm still taking people in my challenge. I don't want to ever keep anybody out. I'd love to see you healthy by April, dropping 30 pounds, feeling better,
Yeah, so some of y'all are new on here. If I don't have your email, I'm sending out an email. I sent one out today. If you give me your email, I'll send it to you. It's a valuable email. I send out what I think is a lot of valuable information, but I can't send it to you if I don't have your email. So message me your email or put it in the comments below. You can unsubscribe at any time, but I want to help 1,000 people get healthy. And I'm on my way. I've helped about 170 now, and I'm going to help 2 more that started tonight. And I'd love to help you and your wife, you and your girlfriend, just you, whatever it is, but I want to help you, and I can help you because I've had success at this. I've had my own journey, and I know what to do. You know, one of the things that's so hard for people losing weight is that there's so much information out there, and even this couple tonight, he said, well, my sister said, don't do that ketogenic diet too strict because you've got kidney issues. Well, that's if you do dirty keto. My keto is not dirty keto, all right? And I'm going to help you know what to do about kidney stones. How do you prevent those? What are the things you need to do? I'm going to help you. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to give you all the information you need. So I hope you'll give me some likes and some loves. Facebook needs to see that. Hey, Michelle. And cook some salmon croquettes. Look at this. This is going to be my lunch tomorrow. Oh my gosh. In fact, I think I'm going to eat the rest of this one. It's so good. And we'll talk soon.